This video was brought to you by the Holy Spirit. Okay, so guys, I was planning on doing like a totally different video, but then I saw something, and y'all, it was y'all. And then I tried to summarize it, but then I had more to say, and I was like, you know what? This is what our Bible study Sunday is finna be about, okay? So let's do it, y'all. We are going to be in the beginning in Genesis, okay? And you know what? Let's just get right into it, okay? So y'all, open your books to Genesis. Let's do 25, chapter 25, okay? Okay, so here's the background. Here's what's currently happening, right? This is back in Abraham's day. So actually, Abraham died, so this is a little bit after his day, but still. Abraham gave birth to Isaac, and that's whose family tree we in right now, okay? Isaac married a lady named Rebecca, and he just prayed so that she could have kids because she wasn't having no kids, okay? So that's Genesis 25, verse 21, so we're going to start right there. Isaac prayed to the Lord on behalf of his wife because she was childless. The Lord answered his prayer, and his wife Rebecca became pregnant. The babies jostled each other within her, and she said, "Why is this happening to me?" So she went to inquire of the Lord. Okay, so jostling, that's fighting, right? So since the womb, these babies was fighting. Like, since the womb, the brothers were fighting, right? And I feel like sometimes that's how siblings be feeling, like, dang, since we were born, we were fighting. Like, I don't like you. But that's what happened. And she asked the Lord, "Why is this happening to me?" And the Lord said to her, "Two nations are in your womb, and two peoples from within you will be separated. One people will be stronger than the other, and the older will serve the younger." So that's saying something big, because especially back in this day, the firstborn was the highest regard or whatever. So the firstborn child was the one who got the inheritance. If there was like royalty, the firstborn became the next in line to be royalty. Like, they became the king or the queen they became the king whenever the father died. Okay, so the firstborn really got everything. And that was the one that the families always celebrated. They're like, "Oh, snaps, my first son, you're so precious. I'm gonna name you something that means you're so precious." And and then the second one come out and they'd be like, "Oh, hey, what's up? You're just gonna be Bob." I don't know. But like, that's how it was back then. So the fact that they're saying the older brother is going to serve the younger brother, that was a big, like, whoa, hold up, wait a minute, what's happening? Okay, part I want to focus on is when they grow up. All right, so 27, verse 27, the boys grew up, and Esau became a skillful hunter, a man of the open country, while Jacob was content to stay at home among the tents. Isaac, who had a taste for wild game, loved Esau, because Esau was the one who could get the wild game that Isaac liked. He was like, "Hey, I want some elk today," and Esau was like, "Bet." And that was the arrow, by the way. Anyways, but Rebecca loved Jacob because Jacob stayed at home. So Rebecca's like, "Okay, let's cook some foods, Jacob." All right. And speaking of which, that's what happens in verse 29. Once, when Jacob was cooking some stew, Esau came in from the open country famished. Boy was hungry. He said to Jacob, "Quick, let me have some of that red stew. I'm famished." He was hungry. He was really hungry. And so in my head, it's like when your brother asks you for some stew, yeah, okay. I mean, I was cooking for the family anyway. Like, here you go. Here you go. Jacob was like, "First, sell me your birthright." Jacob, what? Okay, so like I said, y'all, the birthright, when you are the firstborn, Esau was the firstborn, Jacob is the younger one. When you are the firstborn, you have access to all the riches, all the inheritance. If they were king, you become king. Like, all of that is yours. This dude said, you want some soup? You want some stew? You want some stew? Give me your birthright. And Esau wasn't like, man, you tripping, and walked away. He was like, look, I'm about to die. First of all, what was you doing? And why was you gone for so long that you was about to die? Where is the game that you hunted while you was out in the open country? My God, what good is the birthright to me? That is crazy. But Jacob says, swear to me first. So he swore an oath to him, selling his birthright to Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau some bread. Oh, okay. He threw the bread in for free. Look at that. And some lentil stew. He ate and drank and then got up and left. So Esau despised his birthright. Can we just take a moment of silence for my dude Esau? Like, my guy, you sold your birthright, all of your riches, all of your, like, everything that was going to be in your name for some stew? For some stew? And I get Jacob, you know, he good on that customer service. He even threw in the bread for free. But my guy, he agreed to it for some stew. Oh my goodness. So look, I want us to pause here because it's so easy to look at Esau and be like, you freaking idiot. Like, what is wrong with you? But how many times do we do this, right? How many times do we sell our birthright for some stew? How many times do we give away something that we were meant to have, that was just for us, that would give us beyond what we could ever dream of, for some stew, for something little in the moment? Okay. Look. So first of all, Esau was hungry. Esau was like, look, I'm about to die. That's how hungry he was. He was so hungry. For some reason, he could not just go to his mom and be like, Ma, could you make me up something? Because the stew was available. And that reminds me of this verse in, I believe it's Proverbs, where it says, the fool loatheth honey. Like, the fool, when you're full, you don't even want honey. You like, I'm cool. But the hungry thinks every bitter thing is sweet. Okay, and that is a metaphor for not only physical hunger, like, you know, when you hungry and you just hungry, so you eat something and you like, I don't even know if this is good because it's actually good, or if it's just good because I'm hungry right now, right? Or you eat something and you be like, man, this is the best thing ever, and then you eat that same thing while you not as hungry, and you like, I really like this. Oh yeah, you gotta go. Okay, so look, y'all, can I tell you, you could be hungry in other areas of your life as well. Not only physically hungry, you could be mentally hungry, emotionally hungry, spiritually hungry, right? You can be hungry in other ways, and that leads you to selling your birthright for some stew. And I'm about to explain this metaphor so that it's very clear for y'all right now, okay? So, for example, let's say you are emotionally hungry. Let's say you are just hungry for a relationship. You are just hungry for somebody to love. You was just hungry for some hugs and some kisses. And because of that, you get with anything. Like, I'm talking about some... I'm sorry. I'm talking about you get with a person who, once y'all break up, you looking like, did I really date that? Did I really date him? Did I really date her? Like, and then people try to bring up, hey, remember when you date? Please don't disrespect me. Please do not disrespect me. Like, you be embarrassed at everything. That is hunger, right? That's the type of hunger that Esau was feeling. He like, man, I'm about to die if I don't get no soup right now. Like, y'all really be feeling like, man, I'm about to die if I don't hear somebody tell me they love me right now. Like, okay. And because of that, you settle for some stew when you could have had a whole buffet. Do you know how much food this dude could permanently have if he did not sell his birthright? Do you know how much food that his birthright could permanently give him. So you settling for a fool, you settling for just anything when you could be having someone who actually loves you, cares about you, and helps you do better in life. You understand? You understand? Okay, let's break this down some more. Okay, so you could be hungry financially, right? You could be like, man, I don't have enough money. I want something now. Like, dude, I am going to die if I don't make some more money so I could get some more this and I could get some more that. And because of that, you work anywhere. And one, not only is it only giving you minimum wage, but two, now it's taking away more than what is given, right? It's giving you a temporary income, but it's taking away your birthright. It's taking away your peace. It's taking away your joy. It's taking away your integrity. It's taking away your passion. Okay? It's taking away your time, my guy. Like, okay, so it's like when you are hungry for something, when you are hungry for something and you make a decision based on that hunger because you're only thinking about how can I alleviate this hunger as quickly as possible, you end up giving more than what you get. You end up losing more than what you get. Okay? And that is exactly what happened with Esau. That is what happens to a lot of us regularly. How many times have you settled for something that would make you feel better in the moment, but in the long run took away more than it gave you? How many times have you settled for a relationship? How many times have you settled for junk food? How many times have you settled for a job? How many times have you settled for a location that ended up taking away more than what it gave you? Yeah, it gave you somebody to hug, but it took away your peace, your happiness, your self-confidence, your time, all of that other stuff, right? And this is something that we do so often, so impulsively. And guys, we're worth more. We're worth more. Esau was worth so much more. Esau was worth so much more, but he was so hungry. He was like, what good is the birthright to me? What good is the thing that I'm going to have to wait for to get? What good is my purpose? What good is the thing that God put inside of me? What good is my differences? What good is my personality? What good are my standards when I have to wait in order to get them fulfilled? Y'all, I'm sorry. I feel like a preacher now. I'm doing the clap and I'm clapping for myself. Like, you know, I'm feeling it. But anyways, for real though, like, how many times do we do that? And what I want to teach you guys right now is how to curb your hunger. Okay? How to curb your hunger so that you are not acting on your hunger and so that you are remembering what you are worth. Because Esau was worth all of this money. I mean, Isaac was big balling. Isaac had money, okay? Like, let's look. Like, his father Abraham bought a whole land just to bury their descendants. They had money. They had their own place. They had goats on goats on goats and animals and all of that. Okay, they had riches. They had money. Okay, Esau had money because that inheritance was his. His birthright was his. But he was so impatient and he was so lost in his hunger that he said, what good is that? Wait, that ain't doing nothing for me right now. So what good is that? I'm about to give all of that away so that I could be satisfied in this moment. And y'all, please, 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 do not give away your birthright for some soup. Like, it sounds so simple in this context, but y'all, I'm telling you, please do not give away your personality to fit in. That is giving away your birthright for some soup. You want to fit in with soup? Like, you want to fit in with them? When you were meant to be a world changer, when you were meant to lead people, When you were meant to be a trendsetter? No, honey, no. Okay? Please do not give away your integrity for some soup. You giving away your integrity, your trust, your upright walking with God to make a little bit more money that you're going to lose anyway. That's giving away your birthright for some soup. Please do not give away your innocence for some soup, right? Don't give your innocence away for something you're feeling in the moment because you want to go to that website, because you want to look at that, because you feel like you love them so much that you just want to give them everything. And then at the end, all it does is, one, get you addicted to something that is not benefiting you. Two, takes away your innocence and your ability to look at people the same, because now your judgment is all clouded with inappropriate and perverted stuff. And three, your self-control, your time, right? You're wasting time doing things like that when you could be spending that time growing yourself, moving in purpose, getting to know yourself and God better. Okay? Do not give away your birthright for some soup. Please do not give away your time, your emotions, your energy to a relationship that is not going to fulfill you, to a job that is not going to fulfill you. Do not give away your birthright for some soup, my guy. Okay? And the only way we are not going to do this is if we learn how to curb our hunger, and if we learn how to act based on our fullness even when we are hungry. Discipline, y'all. So how are we going to curb our hunger? First of all, nothing fills you up like spiritual bread and water. Y'all already know. Y'all should already know my answers. But anyways, first of all, you got to go to God. If you are emotionally hungry, if you are emotionally deficient, right, and you are craving love from an outside source, that means you have not experienced and really lived in the fullness of the love of God. God got more love than you, than this entire earth combined, okay? Like, I'm telling you, no matter how many followers you get on Instagram, no matter how many people, how many friends you have in school, no matter how many relationships you get into, God has more love than all of that combined and more to spare. Okay? So first you need to get and embrace that love of God. He already loves you. He already here. You just got to go to him, right? Boom. That's number one. Two, fill yourself with purpose. Fill yourself with purpose and understanding. You need to get to know yourself through Christ. Because once you understand who you are, once you understand what all you have, what all God has for you, what all you were meant to do, the people you were meant to impact, once you understand how amazing you are, why would you give that away for some soup? You're not going to. You're going to be like, ain't nobody got, next time somebody comes up to you like, hey, you want this soup? Give me your birthright. You're going to be like, get out of my face before I pop you. Because you don't have time for that. Because you realize your birthright is worth so much more. You realize you have so much more waiting for you if you continue to do what you need to do. If you continue to not be distracted. If you continue to keep your birthright. That's all you got to do is keep your birthright, okay? So get to know yourself in Christ. Get to know what you were meant to do. How God sees you. How precious you are in his eyes. How much God loves you. What God has for you. God promised you a future, okay? A future to impact people, to bring him glory. Realize all that you have and who you are. That's number two. And number three, what you need is discipline from then on, okay? After you have those two things, you'll be able to have the discipline to refuse to get that soup in the moment because you have something better. Because sometimes you're going to be hungry. You can't always not be hungry. Sometimes you are going to be hungry, but you need to have the discipline to understand I could get fulfilled in a way that is way more satisfying than this. Yes, I'm hungry right now, but I could easily go home and talk to God and get fulfilled in a way that is way more satisfying than this and will not end up harming me in the long run. Right? Yes, I feel like I don't belong and I need to sacrifice my personality. But if I continue being me, then I know later I'm going to get real friends and real people in my life who love me for me, who I could actually vibe with. That is worth way much more than this group who I have to be fake around. Okay, so look, y'all. So that's the 3 things you need, okay? Have the discipline to not make decisions out of your hunger. Make decisions that will benefit you for the long run versus decisions that come out of what you feel right now. Okay? Stop being hungry. Stop being hungry. It's not even thirsty this time. It's hungry. Like, stop being hungry for the wrong thing. Channel that hunger into things that will benefit you. You hungry for this? Channel that into other things, right? Are you hungry to have something to do? Channel that into doing things to help people. Channel that hunger into doing things to grow, to learn, to get closer to God. Are you hungry to love somebody? Are you hungry for love? Channel that into loving your family. Channel that into loving God. Channel that into loving yourself. You need to love yourself. I'm sorry, I had to add the clap with that because y'all. Okay, so those are things that you can do to help you when you're hungry so that you don't end up giving your birthright up for some soup. I'm sorry, I just needed that other moment of silence for all the Esaus right now, okay? Like, come on. All right, y'all, that's it. I'm out.